All right, we are joined now by Jamie McMurray, driver of the #1 Cessna Chevy for Chip Ganassi Racing, and also Andrew Barberina, who is a senior at Martinsville High School. He is in the engineering program at the school. He is the captain of the robotics team and also takes some night classes at Patrick Henry Community Colleges in their motorsports program. And this weekend, Andrew will serve as an honorary crew member for Jamie's team. So, Andrew, what does that mean for you to get the opportunity to be with Jamie for the weekend? You've got some experience in racing, but nothing like this. So what does it mean for you?
Well, it truly is amazing. You get to see the professional level of how everything works. Just looking at the cars, you can see the true engineering that goes into it. When you watch it through television, you see the race. You see the cars going fast, but you don't actually see the engineering that goes into everything for that to happen.
And Jamie, you spent some time with Andrew and the robotics team at Martinsville High School and saw what they did. But to be able to bring him out here to see what you do and get that important demographic, that 18 to 25-year-old demographic out here and get him involved in the sport, what does that mean?
It was really cool. We came up here when we were promoting the race, and as a parent who is putting a 5-year-old in school for the first time, Christy and I have done a lot of research and seeing the programs they offer, and being almost 40 years old, it has changed a lot since I was in school, and I was really intrigued to go and see the program that they offer, and what Andrew is a part of, not only with what they're able to do at that level, but the fact that all the kids actually stayed after school to work on the robot and be a part of this program, and it's fascinating what they're able to do with not only with the robot, but they showed me the 3D printers. Everything that's a part of the program. So it's really cool that he gets to come out and be a part of our team and kind of see how this works. I think that as a driver, or a team member, a crew chief, you take for granted being here every single week and what we do. And when you can bring somebody in that hasn't been a part of this, it's fascinating to me to see what they find interesting, because some of those things we look at every single weekend and you just don't think about it. So it's cool that they get to be a part of this and he gets to see kind of our life for a weekend.
At this time, we'll open it up for questions. Does anybody have any questions for Andrew or Jamie? Can go over here.
Jamie, Nathan Waters of the Fredericksburg Freelance Star. Short track racing, I'm sure coming back here reminds you of the days when you were running late models at the short tracks in Missouri. What do you remember most fondly about those times running short tracks, late models at the regional tracks that you did?
Well, honestly, as I was driving up here this weekend, I didn't bring my little boy with me this weekend, and I drove up by myself. And driving to the racetrack, that is one of the things that you did as a short track. You literally got into the truck, and I drove the dually that we had to the racetrack a lot of the weekends, or when we did late model touring series. So not only is this track closer to what we grew up racing on, but everything about the weekend, as far as literally driving to the track, is the same way. So Martinsville weekend for me, and I've said this every time I get interviewed about Martinsville, it's the 2 weekends that we come here, they're 2 of my favorite weekends of the year for multiple reasons.
Any other questions for Jamie or Andrew? Nathan?
Did you bring him? I told him we weren't going to get any questions, and so the fact that you've asked 2, I'm assuming you're related to him. I was thinking.
What did you learn about driving from those experiences? Being a young driver at short tracks and what have you, what do you learn during that process? What is the biggest takeaway from those experiences?
I don't know that I could point out something that I learned just from late model racing. I think that everything that you race, whether it's go-karting, late models, whatever it is, as you're growing up, to me the things you learn are the discipline of working on your car and passing, restarts, green flag pit stops as you're coming along. There's just a lot of things that until you get to be a part of it, it's hard to teach yourself. So I don't know that it's just about late models as much as everything that you race up to, really getting into the truck series. You use all of that once you get here.
BTW?
Hey, Jamie, this is Eddie Harmon, BTW 21. And echoing what you're saying, just as a perspective, big track versus short track versus quote unquote cookie cutter tracks. I mean, do you feel that this is my home. This is Martinsville. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that when you go to Charlotte or if you go to Talladega, I mean, do you have to think harder here and at Bristol and at Richmond than you would somewhere else?
No, I mean, to me, when whether you go to Daytona or Talladega versus coming here is probably the two biggest extremes, or maybe a road course. The weekends are approached exactly the same. There's different things that you have to do at different tracks, but no, I think it's pretty much the same each weekend. You just kind of focus on what's happened over the last couple of races at this track, and then the experiences that you've had. Yeah.
We'll go Kenny, then Nate.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Andrew, Jamie talked about not really seeing things sometimes because they're here every week and it's just something you're accustomed to and you take things for granted. What have you seen out there in the garage that maybe opened your eyes so far?
Like I said before, the engineering that actually goes into the cars to make it possible for them to go around a track at 120 miles an hour for consistent time and all that, that is just very fascinating. When you watch it through television and stuff like that, you just don't see that. In the pits, you see everybody working on the car, being a crew and team, and that's just fascinating to me. I like that.
How does what you study relate,
Well, it relates in many ways. I mean, we all have to go through inspections. Of course, it's not the same level as the inspection that they have here, but it's all competition. We all work as a team. If there's no teamwork, then you don't got a team and you don't got a robot. So I relate a lot of that to what goes on here with the teams.
And we're going to go to Nate, and then we're going to go to Daniel in the back. And Daniel is actually from Martinsville High School with their school television station. So I want
A lot of pressure back there. A lot of pressure. Make it a good one.
Nate Ryan, ABC Sports. Andrew, I have two, one for each. Andrew says it says that you're going to be an honorary crew member on race day. Have you asked what that entails? Will you get to do anything? Are you worried they might make you do something? Or
Not worried. I'm actually excited. I'm trying to learn everything I can from them, and to be part of it is just amazing. I'm super excited.
And Jamie, obviously, NASCAR's changed a lot over your 14 years at Sprint Cup, and the engineering explosion obviously translates to more involvement with formal education. Is this sort of different maybe than what you remember about racing from the early parts of your career, where it's changed a lot and now you've got so many college graduates coming in that it's not just about education or spreading the word, it's about maybe recruitment to some degree?
Yeah, so when we were in the back before we came up here, Andrew and his teacher were asking me about camber, and they said they saw how much camber the cars had in them here, and he's like, is this the most camber you run everywhere? And I started thinking about it, and I kind of BS'd my way around a bit, and then I finally said, I really don't know. I said, I used to be very involved in setups, and I felt like you knew everything about not only your car, but your teammates' cars, and you would think about it, and it's evolved so much, and with the simulation now, we changed 4 or 5 things on our car, and it's crazy. They hit, simulate the lap, and it tells you that it should be tighter at this part in the corner, it should be freer in this part of the corner, and it's right. So it's changed so much, not only since I came along, but really just in the last 5 years probably. And I think Andrew has a goal of maybe you want to be in racing, right? Isn't that something that you're really interested in? Yeah. You just and I'm going to preach this to my kids, and everyone in here's parents preach it to them. When you get into algebra and geometry and you're like, I don't want to do this, how am I ever going to use this later on? I hope that kids now can see what, if you want to be a part of NASCAR, that is so critical to understand that, especially if you want to be in engineering, that if you want to be a part of this and make a difference, you have got to really educate yourself now so you understand what's going to happen in the future.
Daniel.
Good morning, Andrew. I'm with WMHS 8, the Martinsville High School news team. I would like to ask you, how does it feel to be a part of this team, like a part of NASCAR, or to be part of the team with Jamie?
Well, it's crazy. It's super exciting. It's not something that passes by every day. One in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm just extremely happy to be part of his team.
So you go to the same high school and don't know each other?
Well, we know each other.
Oh, you did? You just played that off like you didn't? That was good, because I didn't think you knew each other. That's good. Oh, he is? Yeah. That's great.
He's a second driver.
That's great.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen.
Cool.
All right. Awesome.